Welcome to another Daily Watches video. We're gonna start off with the main pairs like Euro US dollar, and we're gonna go over the end of this week's market. First of all, we got the Euro dollar, and what we're seeing on the Euro dollar is a similar scenario like yesterday. We had a small 1 hour zone in here that came into play. Right now price is just stuck in range. It is stuck in the 1 hour range, and we had a lot of buying liquidity in here that can be taken out. For now, what I'm expecting is that this one will still be taken out, but preferably I want to see this high in here, this supply zone in here being touched first, so we can take a nice short. But probably we're gonna see some liquidity taking on both sides, so probably on the highs and on the lows. For now, I see Euro US dollar going down, but of course we are just stuck in the range, so I want to see that range being broken first. And yeah, going over to the DXY, similar scenario. We still have a lot of selling liquidity in here that can easily be taken out, and this is also the main reason why I think Euro US dollar is bearish, because the DXY looks a little bit bullish to me, and we can easily take out those highs in there. That said, moving over to AUDUSD dollar, and currently it is still very bearish. Now what we see on the 4 hour is that we had our switch on in here, could be a nice short and ride it until the downside. Going over to GBPUSD dollar. Now for GBPUSD dollar, what we're seeing is that we have a similar scenario. So we had like a 1 hour in here. Currently price is still bearish. With a 1 hour in here, a small switch on, price broke it and it made a retest. We had a trade running and on break even with a little bit of profit. For now it is just bearish, so we have bigger demand below in there, and until we reach there I will continue to be bearish. For now price might shoot up again, but yeah, if the DXY is bullish, then a GU will easily drop to the downside. I don't really like this price action in here, so overall for now I'm not really doing anything on GU. Going over to NZDUSD dollar, and what we're seeing is we are coming out of a demand zone. Now if we zoom out a little bit, then we can see we have a bigger overall demand zone below in here that is stacked with, I guess it was like weekly demand. Let's quickly check it out. Yeah, we have weekly demand, but a little bit lower. We do have an imbalance candle on the weekly in here. And yeah, price could make some kind of a reversal, but overall for now, if the DXY stays bearish, then NZDUSD dollar could also start dropping even further. But like I already said yesterday, I'm expecting a little bit more of a pullback to the upside on NZDUSD dollar, especially because it already had this steep drop to the downside. So if you like the day trade is, if we can get a nice setup today, yeah, probably around now could be a nice setup, and we could ride it to the upside. But yeah, overall of course it is still very bearish, but this small uptrend to to break this high could be happening, and yeah, it could be a nice one to trade for today. I'm just watching it for now, but we have this change of character in here. We have yeah, basically a range like a high and a low. Overall, yeah, like the chart already says, it is a pretty weak low below in there, because price action is overall pretty bearish. But if I see this in overall bigger weekly plus daily demand zones, then this one can make a bigger pullback to the upside, but it's going to be a little bit of a difficult one, especially because the DXY can easily just turn bullish, and then NZD will start to drop even further. Now going over to gold. Now what we're seeing on gold is a little bit of an up move. What we're having in here is we have a bigger daily demand in here, which can easily be reached. So I'm also expecting a little bit more of a downside on gold for now, because we mainly have the weekly plus daily stacked in there. Yeah, besides that we don't really have a lot, so I'm just patiently waiting to see if we can get that further momentum to the downside, and the DXY just shooting up and yeah, carrying gold to the downside with it. Now that said, moving over to the Bitcoin, and I was actually a little bit surprised what we saw on the Bitcoin yesterday. It broke up, it broke the trend line. So like I already said, we had a demand zone in here. It was not really a significant one. However, that price still took some liquidity from there, and it rode to the upside back to our supply zone in here. Now let's see, let's go over to the 4 hour. What we see on the 4 hour is basically that we have this trend line in here that was being broken. Price broke it, and for now we are just a little bit stuck in the range. Let's grab our range tool in here. So if we drag out our range tool, what we can see is the price is currently back at the 0.75 level. Same scenario as before, right? So same like the 0.75 in the overall bigger range in here, and we have the 0.75 in here. So we might see a little bit of a pullback, but it looks fairly bearish because we broke this trend line again. We took the liquidity from here, but yeah, I really want to see that high in here being broken before I'm gonna turn like very bullish. Like for now, it could be just a retest of the high, so it could easily be that the price is just retesting it and it's going to fall back down now. If we see a little bit more of a push to the downside, then would be the most likely scenario that if this candle closes bearish, or for example Saturday or Sunday closes bearish, it would be likely the price just starts falling and going back to daily demand, or we're going to remove this supply zone and write it back to the upside. It is actually quite an important moment right now, because if we see that downward movement, we're probably going to go further down. But if we see this high, this supply zone being removed, then we can easily visit back until the 70, maybe even a new all-time high soon. But I really want to see that. It is a difficult moment. You can see price is just struggling to break these highs. So for now, I want to see a little bit of confirmation either way to the upside or to the downside. But yeah, if it goes down, it could be a nice ride to the downside back to daily plus weekly demand. And that's it. I'm gonna close this video. Have a good weekend, and I will see you guys on Monday. Ciao.